Bose has recently revamped their entire portable Bluetooth speaker lineup. The old saying, all highs, no lows, must be Bose, couldn't be further from the truth on these. In fact, most of my viewers and myself agree that the new Bose speakers have a really nice, pleasant audio signature, and yes, there's plenty of lows and highs.
Just a note, Bose sent me this Micro 2 and the Plus here, but I bought the Flex 2nd generation and the Max, so I'm not sponsored, I'm just telling you my honest opinion and which ones I think you should get.
I'm only going to tell you to buy stuff if I actually would buy it myself, which is why I haven't included some of the Bose Smart Home series. I just have never been impressed with the sound or the microphone quality. I think the Bose SoundLink Home here is a nice speaker, but you're better off just getting a Flex because it's cheaper and more waterproof and pretty much does the same thing almost.
Some things to know in general about the new Bose speakers is they all have a little shortcut button which can be programmed to different modes through the app, or it can be used to sync other speakers to each other to play in mono mode.
The big takeaway here is if you want stereo mode, which sounds the best, you need two of the same model. You can't intermix them, at least not at this current software place that we're at.
Also, because these are all outdoor speakers, they're all IP67, meaning they can go up to a meter underwater for 30 minutes without any sort of damage. The only one of these that doesn't really float is the Bose Micro 2, so that's something to consider.
It's at the bottom of the bathtub.
After 8 years, Bose finally came out with the 2nd generation of the Bose Micro. People really loved the previous Micro because of the sound. I've got to tell you, the Bose Micro 2 here sounds significantly better. I didn't really like the sound of the old one. I thought it was just kind of stifled. I really think they've improved this thing significantly. The other big difference here is that it now has a fabric strap instead of a rubber strap. That could be a plus or a minus for people. This one's a little bit stretchy. But overall, the nice thing about this one is you can replace these straps if you ever need to. You've also got a little loop up here you could put a carabiner through. I would highly advise you just to get the Micro 2 here. The big reason being is that you have USB-C here, and you can also do pairing between this one and another one for either stereo or mono sound. The big caveat with the Micro 2 here is that there is no microphone. So if you were hoping to have phone calls with this while it's dangling off your backpack while you're rock climbing, you can't do that. If you're looking for a more affordable alternative, I would point you in the direction of the Tribit Micro 2, which I also think has fantastic sound. Maybe not quite as good as this, but it's about half the price. Plus, I'm pretty sure the Tribit has a microphone. And coming in with the same amount of battery life as the Micro at 12 hours, this is the classic Bose SoundLink Flex 2nd generation. Yes, you can get the 1st generation, but I would say it's probably worth stepping up to the 2nd generation. You get the cooler colors and you get the shortcut button, which could be useful down the road. I don't really detect a huge difference in the sound between this and the original Flex. I just think that usually having the latest and greatest is the way to go. The Bose Flex is really kind of the sweet spot for good sound, and it's also highly portable. You could stick a carabiner between this loop if you want to take it around, and it comes with a microphone. So if you really want to talk to people, this is the one to get. This is usually the default that I tell people to go with is the Bose Flex. It sounds a little bit different when you stand it up versus when you tip it down due to its position IQ technology. It may be imperceptible to some of you, but the fact that Bose thought to do that for this speaker speaks a lot about the level of engineering and thought that went into this and kind of why it always ends up being on top. Bose knew what they were doing when they made this. The Bose SoundLink Plus is really like a sweet spot speaker. It's big enough to get your hands around, and it also has a pretty robust sound, and also this nice little just knobby knob little rope here, which I just love the style of. Something that you get with this that you don't get with the others is you get a USB-C that goes in and out, meaning you could charge your devices on this if you need to. But if you're trying to charge a laptop or something like that, it may not produce quite enough power, but it's perfect to keep your phone hooked up to it. I really don't have a lot to say about the Plus, other than that it's sort of that sweet middle ground for somebody who wants something a little bit more than the Flex, but not quite at the price that the Max would command. And the Bose SoundLink Max. Obviously just a little bit bigger than the Plus here, but at a bit of a more significant price. This thing retails for about $399. The biggest difference with the Max is just that it's the biggest one they make. This is the biggest portable Bluetooth speaker you can get aside from their PA systems. This thing sounds phenomenal. I tried this out about 1.5 years ago and I was just blown away by how freaking good this thing sounded. It does have an aux input on the back, unlike the Plus, so that is something that you could take advantage of if you're trying to play this through different types of media. As you can see, it's just a tad bigger than the Plus. And it's got this nice handle on top, so It's the Maximist of the Bose speakers. If I didn't mention it, neither the Plus nor the Max has a microphone, so there's no talking on these. You just have to enjoy your music. No comparison would be complete without a little sound test in between these guys. So let's see which one you like the sound profile of the best. Obviously, the Max and the Micro here are, there's really not going to be a competition, but you tell me, you listen, and give me your notes. These all sound phenomenal. Listening to the Micro, even though it's almost at 100% volume, the separation is pretty good for something that is this tiny. The fact that it is able to distinguish all of the different instruments, like I don't know how they did that. You know, it's definitely playing at its capacity to compete with the other ones, but like, wow, that is really good. While it's using its maximum power, the Flex is not at full power. Like the Flex is about halfway there. It could go quite a bit more. It just more effortlessly exudes the sound. From the lows to the highs, it's just phenomenal sounding. And then the Plus really is the middle guy. It doesn't have quite as much like rear separation as I think the Max does. I think the side ports on the Max allow for more dispersion than just the singular port on the back. Obviously the Max is always going to sound the best. Like this one is the one that kind of like shocks me when I listen to it compared to the rest of them. So here's my conclusions. You should only get the Micro if you need strictly the form factor. You know, otherwise, if you don't need this form factor, I would step right up to the Bose Flex here. Like it's not much more, and the sound is just a little bit more effortlessly beautiful. But if you wanna pump up your sound and you really wanna get the best version you can, always go for the Max. However, with the caveat, the Max is $399. It's very expensive, but sometimes it goes on sale for more like $299. I don't know if all the colors go on sale for that, but at that price point, this is the best buy. But if it's not on sale, the Plus is the best buy at about $240-ish. So like you can get the Plus and be just as happy as the Max, I would say. So really wait for a sale on the Max if you really want the best out of these guys. So that's my conclusions. The Flex is still the best buy out of all of them. The rest are just based on, do you need the best sound or do you need that portability? So let me know what you think. Did this help you at all? Hopefully it did, because I know it gets confusing when you're about to dole out some of your hard-earned bucks and you want to use them wisely. It makes sense to me. The other thing I would ask is, did you make it to the end of the video? And what are you doing this weekend? Are you doing anything fun? Let me know in the comments. I'd like to know what other people are doing. I'm probably gonna go for a run or something personally. I need to make more friends. When working out is the only thing you do. I don't know why I'm going into this great of detail about my personal life on a Bose speaker review. But anyways, if you made it to the end, you get a little Bose speaker star. So thanks for staying to the end, and I'll see you guys later. Let me know what you think in the comments. Bye.